everyone, my name is Heba and welcome back. It is getting cooler here in North Texas. Unfortunately, the leaves are still green. They haven't turned. But I have an eyeshadow palette that is perfect for fall. It's by this indie brand, Nomad Cosmetics, and this is the Hudson Valley eyeshadow palette. Even the cover just screams fall. I just love this time of the year. The weather gets cooler. There's a crisp in the air. You can kind of smell the fireplace going sometimes. The leaves are still green, but there is kind of that shift in the air that, I just love. And I'm sure most of y'all do as well. Nomad Cosmetics is an indie brand, and they do travel around the world, and a lot of their palettes reflect the places that they visited. I do have a couple of their palettes here that I really didn't do a video on, which unfortunately I kind of need to. But I have this one, America's Parks. The shades just look like America's Parks. And then this one, Haunted Europe. This is another great one for fall because it's, the haunted and Halloween. And the shades in here are very reflective of Haunted Europe. Let me show you the cover of this one. It has a holographic picture there. Very interesting. That's so cool. So when I saw that they were making one for fall, I had to pick this one up. Again, it's called the Hudson Valley, and let me show you the box. The box just looks, very similar to the cover. And then here's the back. And inside there is this little pamphlet here. It's Nomad's Guide to Hudson Valley Foliage Trail. So it gives you some tips on the area of which this palette is inspired by. So you open it up and it does give you a map of what to see in the Hudson Valley Foliage Trail. And on the back gives you a little bit more explanation of it too. On their website, it does say, enjoy a quintessential autumn experience in Hudson Valley, New York. 15 bright and beautiful shades formulated with extra fine pigments for a soft feel and brilliant pigmentation. You do get 12 colorful and cozy mattes and 3 blazing shimmers inspired by the Hudson Valley Foliage Trail. 100% plastic free from our house to your house. It does have cardboard packaging, a magnetic closure, and a nice mirror inside, and here are the shades in the Hudson Valley palette. Very fallish. See, I don't know if I can bend this back. No, not yet. It's still a little stiff. So I'll just hold it like this. But yeah, look at those beautiful shades. Very fall. You have some warm shades here and some cool shades here. And of course in the middle, those are the 3 shimmers. This palette does cost $36. It's a good price point. And with this brand, Nomad Cosmetics, you do get the pigmentation and the quality of shades that you get from some of these high-end brands. And also there's some YouTubers there that are affiliated with Nomad Cosmetics, and I'll try to list them down below so you can get a discount. So this will be even a better price. So in this video, I'll be doing 2 looks because I want to use the warm shades because I just love this section. And then the next look, I'll be trying the cooler tones. That one's a little nervous, but I think, I don't know. We'll see how it works. But in this part of the video, I'll be doing a look with this side. Oh, and I hope that you can see the embossing there on each one of these shades. I hope the camera picks it up. Like this one, you can see jack-o'-lanterns, and I believe the shimmer shades are all the state of New York. And like this one is a person hiking. I want to say this one, I don't know, it looks like donuts to me. But you can see the different embossing in here. Love how they pay attention to detail with their palettes. So let me go ahead and bring you in closer, and then we'll live swatch this, and then I'll do a look using the warmer side of the palette. I'm going to go row by row, and let's start with this first one. They are very creamy. This one's called Cider House? Cider House. Cedar? Cider. C-I-D-E-R, which is a matte butternut squash. Very pretty. This is Fall Festival, which is a matte harvest pumpkin. Yeah, that looks very pumpkin-y. Okay, they are kind of chunky, so let me just try to blend that a little bit smoother. There you go. Let's go to our first metallic shade, and this one's Corn Maze, which is a shimmer corn husk green. Oh yeah, that's got some shimmer to it. Look at that. Very pretty shine. And actually, these 3 together will look very pretty. Next is Farmer's Market, which is a matte autumn sage. Then we have Ghost Tour, which is a matte birchwood. Oh wow, those 5 look pretty together too. Next we have Great Pumpkin Patch, which is a matte baked pumpkin. Oh, that's very pretty. I like that. Next is Apple Picking, which is a matte apple red. And it does say that this shade is a pressed pigment. There's another pressed pigment, but I think that's on the bottom row. But this one is an apple red shade. Wow. And there's still some left on my finger. I need a wipe for this one. The next metallic shade is Foliage Trail, and that's a shimmer sugar maple. Next we have Mountain Hike, and that's the one that has the hiker embossed in this shade. It's a matte frosty moss. Yeah, that is a pretty mossy green there. And the next shade is Apple Cider Donut, and yeah, they are donuts in this embossing in this shade. This is a matte cool taupe. Oh yeah, it's kind of chunky there. Last row we have Oktoberfest, and this is a matte red mahogany. That is pretty. Ooh, I like that shade. That is a very pretty shade. It's very smoothing too. Then we have Wine Harvest, which is this one, which is another pressed pigment. So these two are the pressed pigment shades. And Wine Harvest is a matte wine red. I'll drink a wine that's that color. And again, still some left on my finger. The last metallic shade is Leaf Peeping, which is a shimmering golden oak. Next one is Bed and Breakfast, which is a matte olive brown. And the last one is Farm to Table, which I do like to go to those kind of events. And this one is a matte deep roast. And here are the shades in Hudson Valley. Very pretty fall shades, I should say. Wow. So let me go ahead and prime my lids. And this time I'm going to use a concealer. This is by Lancome. And it's the Tintadol Ultra Wear Concealer. I want to try using a concealer as a primer. And this is in the shade 420. I use the Hourglass eyeshadow primer, but sometimes I think it looks a little cool on my lids. So I just want to try a concealer that looks more like my skin tone. Now I've used these shadows before whenever I use the Hourglass eyeshadow primer, so hopefully using concealer would work too. And I can't remember if I said the price. It's $39 for this palette. Can't remember if I said $36, but it's $39. So let's go into this Better Not Squash, which is Cedar House, or is it Cider House? Cider House, maybe? Let's put you in the crease. Okay, probably should have tapped it off. Okay, that went on very nicely. Next, let me go into Fall Festival, this pumpkin shade. Let me tap it off. Place you underneath, but still in my crease. These are pigmented, look at that. And the brush that I'm using, it's by Beautylish, the Yano series, and you think I should know the number by now, the 06. I like it because it's very pointy, where you can pinpoint exactly where you want the shade to go. And I want this to go in my crease. And the first brush that I used is the Detail Pro by Sonia G, and let me just blend that out with no product on it. Let me try Apple Picking, this apple red. I'm just going to lightly tap it using that same Yano series brush, and yeah, you just need a little bit. Look at that. Let me put you in the outer corner first. Now this is a red shade, so people's eyes could be sensitive with it, so may need to watch out for that, but wow, just one little dip in all of that color. You just blend that into the center too. You just keep blending that out, and yeah, I'm glad I just dipped in just a little bit. My camera turned off while I was doing this eye, it got overheated. I'll show you what I did on this eye. I went in with Oktoberfest, this matte red mahogany. Instead of using Wine Harvest, because I thought that would be just too much red, I think using that brown shade, it's kind of broke it up a little bit. And I just placed that in the outer corner, just to give me some dimension there. I have to say that these shades look very pretty together, very fallish. Oh yeah, that's pretty. I think this is pretty on its own. Of course, you know, kind of blend it out a little bit better, but these shades together are very pretty, I have to say. Now for the metallic shade, and I think I'm gonna go with this one, Foliage Trail. The Shimmery Sugar Maple. I'm gonna use my finger. Let's place you in the center here. Kind of fuse the shimmer shade and the matte shades together. For the inner corner, I'm going to use this shade Leaf Peeping, right? Yeah, Peeping, which is a shimmer golden oak. Let me tap off. Place you in the inner corner. And this one is the number 28 by Refer. A little small flat shader brush. All right, I think that's all I'm going to do. Maybe get the first brush and just blend everything out here. Let me put some makeup on, I'll come back and do underneath my eyes. I'm gonna go in with the first shade, Cider House, and I think it is cider, not cedar. And we'll just put you first. Then Fall Festival. And the brush that I'm using is one that was in the Dose of Colors eyeshadow palette, because it has a fluffy side and a pointy side here. I hope you can see that. Because with the pointy side, I'm gonna go in with this shade Apple Picking, very lightly, and place you here. I mean, that one is very pigmented. Going back to the fluffy side and just blend that out. And the last one, Oktoberfest, and place that in the outer corner. and bring that up to connect it with the top part. All right, I think that's gonna be enough. Okay, let me finish and I'll be right back. And here's the finished look. What do you think? I think it's a pretty fall look. Love these colors. And these shades blended out very nice. You can see each shade together where it didn't muddy up with each other. And the metallic shades are very pretty, very smoothing. They have that shine to it. There was a little bit of fallout I found, but not that much. And a fall lip color just brings this look together. This is the one by Lisa Eldridge, Cinnabar. Such a beautiful fall shade too. And I kind of want to go out with this look. I think it's very pretty. I like it. So the next shades that I'll use are more of the cool tone shades, and I'm looking forward to that. I hope they don't look too ashy on my skin tone, but yeah, I can't wait to use these shades. And these shades that I used, I think it's pretty. I think it's very pretty. As I'm just about to sit down to film this look, the lawn guys are here. So I think I'm gonna have to set this one to music because they will come up to the window and it'll be quite loud. So I'll set this one to music, but again, I'll be using mostly the cool tone shades, these two columns, and I don't know which metallic shade I'll use here. And I did swatch them already just to, just those 6 shades to see how it'd look again. So let me go ahead and prime my eyes with the Hourglass eyeshadow primer, and then we'll use these shades, mostly these shades. And it'll be set to music, and hopefully by the time I finish, they would be almost finished with theirs. These guys, they do a great job. They've been doing it for us for over 20 years. And I do appreciate everything that they do, especially in the heat of the summer. It's like in the 70s today, so they're wearing jackets, but still very appreciative of what they do. Here's the finished look, and they also finished outside just in time. And they did a great job, as usual. I have to admit, I'm not very good using cool tone shades. Every time I look at it, I thought, oh yeah, that would look really nice. And then I apply it, and it's like, no, I should have done it this way. But the formula is very nice. It went on very smooth. There wasn't that much fallout with this metallic shade, but the matte shades, I have to admit, they blend out very nice. They're very pigmented, very smoothing on my lids, but I'm just not very good using cool tone shades. Maybe I need to combine some of these warm tone shades with the cool tone shades, but the formula with Nomad Cosmetics, I mean, they are very nice. They're buttery smooth when you swatch it, and again, they blend out nice, and it's very smoothing on the lids, and they stay on. Now the warm tone shades, I love those. I think when I use these shades again, I will incorporate it with the warm tone shades because I think that would look a little bit better on me and on my skin tone. But this is still a pretty look. It's very dramatic. It's not an everyday look. I know with some cool tone shades, a lot of y'all like to wear it as a everyday look, but on my skin tone, it just need help, I guess. I'm keeping it honest here for you guys. It's on me. It's not this palette, because this palette is very beautiful. It's very fallish, has that harvest look, or the Hudson Valley look, I guess you could say. And you know, I do like that there's more mattes in here than there are metallics, because you could make many looks with it. A lot of matte looks, a lot of metallic looks, everyday look, glam look, and again, this palette is very beautiful. For $39, you really can't beat it. The quality is good and the price point is good, and if you get the coupon code, that would be even better. Another thing I need to mention are the pressed pigments. These two right here, they are pigmented. Let me tell you, they are pigmented. Even when using the brushes, I think you need to wash them after you use the pigmented shades, because they do linger. I mean, I hope you can see that it's still on the brush, and this is me wiping it on a cloth towel, and you can still see that, yeah, It's still there. So yeah, either keep some brushes for the pigmented shades or you need to wash it after every use, unfortunately. But I have to say the shades, they are very pigmented. They are very nice. They blend wonderfully. Love the formula of these shadows. Alright you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video of me using the Nomad Cosmetics Hudson Valley palette, the fall palette. If you liked and enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you can see more videos like this. And you all have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.